Good morning, everyone. Well, I say good morning. Let's be real. It's still the night before for me. I don't do mornings, but you're here with me once more. And of course, the Hammer Chat Forum channel, proudly brought to you by ETC Sports. Roll the video. What a lovely video that was. Did I make it? Am I praising my own work? Maybe. What a disappointing result that was, if we're being honest about it. Really disheartening. I was on this channel a couple of days ago. I was talking about we had 4 more massive games till I really believed we were in with a European shout. This was the first one of them, and we fell. We fell hard. Speechless, really, honestly. If we're being honest about it, it's one of those games where I'm always about the performance, 100%. I'm always about the performance, right? I believe if you keep putting in performances, the results will come eventually. So as long as the performances are good, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? When I go to the stadium and I watch the match, as long as I see the people trying, as long as I see the effort there, then I can walk out of that stadium thinking, do you know what? At least we put it in. We put in the shift. Even if the result wasn't right, we put in the shift. Today, or yesterday for you, I was all about the result. I was desperate for it. I felt if we got off 3 points here against Man United, it would do us the world of good. It would be huge for us, massive. If we could get those 3 points, we would have one step closer to Europe. We were getting that little step closer to Europe. And I can't lie to you, I'm starting to think that David Moyes, his head is just gone when it comes to Manchester United. I don't think he's ever going to get another win against that side, because for some reason, when he comes up against them, there's this mental block in his head which freaks him out. It freaks him out. I was doing the watch along. If you came and watched it, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And there was an Arsenal fan in chat, a friend of mine, Adam, and he said we looked like, this was from the first minute, we looked like we were defending a 1-0 lead in the end of the game. And it's depressingly true. It's depressingly true. I just think David Moyes got it wrong. And it's not even that I don't understand why he got it wrong. I understand his method. I understand what he was aiming for. But we just had nothing. And it was way too reminiscent of the FA Cup game where we just had nothing. I looked at it and I thought we weren't defensively good enough. I thought we weren't attackingly. We were nowhere near good enough. I mean, let's talk about it attackingly for a second. Attacking wise for a second. It's very like, I haven't slept. Attacking wise for a second. We played 2 people who were attackers, right? 2 attackers on the pitch, which is too few for a start. But the 2 we had on the pitch were both out of form, have both been out of form for a while. I mean, Mikel Antonio, we don't really have a choice with, right? We don't have any other strikers, unless he's going to play me Paul Becco, and last time he played Man United, then that happened. It didn't go well for him. I don't think we're ever going to see him again. We move. But Bowen, alongside him, that was the grand plan. The grand plan was to hit it and hope for those 2 players, the 2 out of form forwards we have. I mean, I really don't know what to say there. I really don't know how you go about that. I don't know how you think that's a good idea. And then defensively, I think you can give Moyes a lot more slack, because defensively we set up as we have done in many other games, but we just weren't there. Defensively, we just weren't as good as we have been. I mean, Manchester United, I don't want to say they were average, but Manchester United certainly I don't think were anywhere near their best, and yet they still managed to cut us open time and time again with relative ease, much easier and much more effectively than Manchester City did. That was part of my confidence. I said before the game, if you saw the preview we did on the main channel, I said 1-0 West Ham. I felt like we were going to get a 1-0 win, and I felt like mainly that was because we held City. We held City out, and I thought, do you know what? If we hold them out, we can hold anyone out. So we can hold this Manchester United side out, because they're not as good as City. We can do that. They were cutting us open. Bruno Fernandes he had a fine game. It wasn't the worst game, wasn't the best game, but he had a fine game. Rashford again had a fine game. There were a lot of average performances for that Manchester United side out, and yet they found so much time and space, and it was like, I was shocked. It's not something I'm used to seeing for this side. Usually I think we're defensively stoic. I usually feel like we've got that side of it down, yet here it just didn't really happen for us. all we needed was one chance. I felt if you keep it out, we can carry it one chance. And even when you have 2 out of form forwards up front and that's it, all you need to do is create a single chance, and if it goes in, it goes in. You get the goal, you get the win, right? But it was clear from the word go. I mean, most people it was clear before the game, but it was clear from the word go. It was clear at halftime that wasn't going to happen. That's when we should have made our change. We should have been a bit more proactive. We should have gone for it. The problem was, again, it's not like I don't understand what Moyes was thinking, because I do. At halftime, we came in, it was 0-0. Arguably, you could think in David Moyes' head, he'd be looking at it and going, well, it's 0-0 at half-time. It's working. They haven't scored yet. We've set up here not to let them score. They haven't scored. They're kind of all over us. But imagine if we only had 4 at the back, for example. It would be even worse. So I'm not going to make any changes. You've got to be more adventurous. The way I broke it down was this. If we weren't West Ham, because obviously we're West Ham, we have that mentality coming into the game. Man United are bonus points, respect the point, all of that sort of stuff, right? And I appreciate that, and I agree with it for the most point, right? But if you're Chelsea in that game, if you're Manchester City in that game, if you're Leicester in that game, if you're any of the other teams chasing Europe in that game, let's say even in a normal season, one of the top 6, right? So you can include your Arsenals and your Tottenhams in there, right? Would they accept a point? Or would they set out for the point? I don't think they would, and I don't think they could, and I don't think they'd be happy with it. Yet that's what we did. We came into that game, unfortunately, with a small club mentality, and it ended up really hurting us. Because realistically, we played like a small club. We were terrified from the word go. David Moyes was shook. It's frustrating. Because I had so much faith going into that game that I felt like we had it. But attacking-wise, we were far from there. Defensively, we were far from there. He had the chance at half-time to maybe change the formation up a little bit. He did try that, but kept the same personnel on. Didn't quite get there. We brought on Ben Rama, we brought on Lanzini. We started to create a little bit more, started to press a little bit more, started to do a little bit more, but it came with nothing at the end of the game. We still end with no shots on target. And a disappointing 1-0 loss, sorry. And it puts a lot of pressure on us now for the Arsenal game coming up. Thankfully, I think this is an Arsenal team we can beat. We can see one week they're very good, the next week they're not very good. Similar to Man United, they've just had a good result in the derby, but I feel like they're beatable. We should have beat them the first time. We can go and beat them this time. That's the mindset we have to go into it. We can't go into it with the same mindset we went in with Man United, which was scared, it was timid, it was afraid. You know, lots of people like to use the expression, we played the badge, not the team. You know, and I respect that. I appreciate that. I just think there's a mental block in David Moyes' head when it comes to Manchester United, because, I mean, he's faced them twice this season and lost both times. No, 3 times actually, because we've now faced them again. So 3 times this season, we've all lost every time. How many times did we face them last year under David Moyes? I reckon once, and I think it wasn't a win. It was either a draw or a loss. I just think it's there. I think it's Man United are done for. But we go into the Arsenal game, we have to be more positive. We have to look at it. We have to step to them. We have to meet them in the middle of the ring. And this is a beatable Arsenal side. They're slightly better than they were, to be fair, when we faced them the first time around. But this is a beatable side. And if we have any hope of top 4, it needs to be a win. It needs to be a win. We can't go off into the night getting all these losses. It needs to be a win. And again, go into it at the same mentality. If you're Manchester United going into that game, Chelsea going into that game, Leicester going into that game, they're going to say we need to beat Arsenal. We can't sit there and go, well, our point works for us. We can't. We have to get the win. Anyway, I hope you're slightly more positive than I am about the game, or slightly more positive mood. Hey, maybe I will be once I've actually slept. You've slept. You've had a night to think about it. You've slept. You've had your breakfast. You know, you're eating whatever. I haven't done that yet, so maybe I will. I'll jump into the comment section. I read a lot of your comments on the last one. I really appreciate it. I saw lots of people saying positive things, which I appreciate, of course. Subscribe if you're new around here. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. I don't know who'll be back tomorrow. We'll find out, won't we? We'll all find out together. It'll be a grand old time. Come on, you irons, and see you next time. Bye.